Of all the dumb decisions we've seen made for Walt Disney World over the last decade, this one may take the cake. No, it's not a lemon meringue cake nor a pie, but it has pie in the faces of everybody trying to make sure that Jim Henson leaves without a trace of legacy at Disney World's Hollywood Studios. Muppet Vision 3D going away for no good reason whatsoever. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we, as ever, endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve. And we stop on by Walt Disney World because it is the biggest vacation kingdom on the planet, the destination of so many out there looking for a good time. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not going to be a fun time for Disney with the video, but we do have Marvin the Movie Monster to help us make it better. Marvin, how are you?
I'm pretty ticked off, to tell you the truth. It's been a rough day. It's one thing that knowing that something that you love is going to go away forever. It's another thing to have a ticking clock, and that's what we have right now. We have been given a ticking clock counting down to June the 7th, 6/7, the day that will live in infamy as the day that Jim Henson's enduring legacy on this earth dies.
So we're talking about Jim Henson's final project that he ever worked on. It is his, it's a grand finale, by the way. I mean, if this is going to be the thing that was the last thing you did, it's a heck of an attraction. It's amazing. It holds up. It's timeless. It's classic. It's up there with It's a Small World. It's up there with Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, etc. And it's being destroyed for literally no good reason, none whatsoever. And it is hubris run amok. Folks, click the like button, even if you don't like the actions of Disney, and let's dive into this. Jonas J. Campbell, we'll start there, here on X, says, I'm sure whatever Disney has planned will be an improvement over Jim Henson. Now, he is quoting me from a conversation he and I had earlier in private. Muppet Vision, don't tread on 3D. Jenny Nicholson,
I would like that on a shirt.
I think we can make that happen. We'll have to switch Kermit up a little bit. Jenny Nicholson is a big name when it comes to spicy content that is A-okay with me, taking on the House of Mouse and putting them in their place. Jenny Nicholson, probably the biggest personality when it comes to that kind of content. Here's what she has to say. She says, listen, Disney getting rid of the Muppet area to put in a new ride is insane. As if Hollywood Studios doesn't have entire cul-de-sacs full of abandoned buildings.
Yup.
Like, consider having more than 5 things to do in the whole park before you tear anything out. She's commenting on Scott Gustin, who shows that May 10th will be the last day for Mama Melrose, and June 7th will be the last day of operations for Muppet Vision 3D and Pizza Rizzo. Mm-hmm. Now, Marvin, Pizza Rizzo, I know a lot of people like it. But I like it. But it's not something that if it leaves, like you could turn this into the Electric Mayhem. You could have it be something where there are Electric Mayhem animatronics and maybe the Swedish chef is making all kinds of crazy Italian dishes. Fine, right? Mm-hmm. Mama Melrose is one of the only decent restaurants at Hollywood Studios, and there's no replacement. It's just gone. So these things are just being removed with nothing to replace them. But Muppet Vision 3D is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. I want to show you, Marvin, before we get you in on this. Jenny continues on. She says, they have a whole quarter of the park where they're like, I hope nobody looks over there. And she's showing that the launch bay for Star Wars is just nonsense. It's just an empty building. Mm-hmm. Voyage of the Little Mermaid has been abandoned since 2020. Walt Disney Presents, I like that. I love that area. But, she's right. I'd put the Muppets there any day in that theater over not having Jim Henson's final work. And then, of course, Disney Junior is stopped being a stage show in 2018. It's just some kind of ridiculous, silly little dance party. And there are other places. We'll look at that in just a minute, all the things. But I want to see what the responses are like here. Quest says, Genie Plus has been genuinely disastrous for the parks because it is the first time they've been clearly incentivized to make their capacity problems worse. I have to assume this is also part of the reason great moments in American history hasn't come back. Jenny says, yeah, there is the less there is to do, the longer the lines. The more people need Genie Plus, the higher they can surge price the individual Lightning lanes.
Oh, and Lightning Lane Premium, which just rolled out for everyone this week.
Right. So the problem here, Marvin, is they are literally making their parks worse so that you will have to pay more because there's less to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're forcing people who go to buy Genie. I mean, this is the worst way to run the parks imaginable. But
it's insidious.
It's even worse when you start taking out things like the last work of Jim Henson. And Marvin, they're replacing this with a to-be-determined Monsters, Inc. something. Like, this is not the coaster. The theater will remain. They're going to replace the last work of Jim Henson with some crappy, dumpy, stupid Monsters animation. In fact, I would not be shocked if you all get a Disney Plus short with this. Go ahead, Marvin. I'm just going to hand it to you now. Go ahead.
We already have a dumpy, stupid, garbage Monsters Incorporated theater show. It's called the Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor. It sits over in Magic Kingdom, mostly unused because no one likes it and no one goes to it. This is not an IP like Frozen that has legs that people are clamoring for, that's actively being developed into new things. They were trying to continue Monsters Incorporated on Disney Plus with that show, and nobody watched it. Nobody liked it. Nobody went anywhere near it. That show fizzled out without a single without a single objection to its absence. It is absolutely unthinkable to me that they can look at this park. They can look at the tenement that this park has become, with abandoned buildings and nonsense everywhere. An entire area dedicated to Star Wars that is meaningless since Galaxy's Edge has opened. A empty theater that they use for a dance party that they could do literally anywhere. An abandoned gift shop, abandoned restrooms, and a theater that houses a show that no one is clamoring to have back. And you can take that and you can leave that alone because supposedly there's a bunch of cushy offices right behind it that Disney executives didn't want to give up. So because the Disney executives don't want to give up their offices, which you see in those buildings right there, now we have to lose the last enduring work of one of the most brilliant entertainers to ever live. It's disgusting. It's vile. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. And this company cannot lose money fast enough.
There's literally no good reason they're doing this. That's what gets me, Marvin. And I would say that the reaction to this has been 95% negative. And what this is showing all of us, and it should be showing everybody watching this video, is that they don't care. They hold you in contempt. When you say to them, don't do this, there is no upside. This is a bad decision. You have 5 other places that you can put this Monsters coaster and land, and it will have no impact. Nobody will be angry if you put this in 5 other places. And they say, screw you. Screw you. We're going to put it wherever we want. And where we want it is where Jim Henson's final work of art is, and you can't replace it. No. The theater is set up for this attraction to be what it is. You cannot watch this in your home and it be anything like what it is in the theater, because it has 3D effects, it has animatronics, it has a full-body puppet suit that interacts with animatronics. This is a full-blown experience. There are things happening behind you, there are projection effects, there are bubbles. You can't put this anywhere else other than a dedicated theater, and they're not going to put it in another dedicated theater. They're just going to destroy it. This was something that Jim Henson made specifically for theme parks, and it was his gift to the Walt Disney Company as a way of saying thank you for them stewarding what he thought would happen, his Muppets, for the rest of time. He was putting them into the hands of Disney to be safeguarded, and the Bob Iger Company treats them this way. Now, not only, though, Marvin, is this stupid in terms of, the disregard that it has for an American icon, and Jim Henson is that. Yeah. Not only is it's stupid in terms of reducing the things that you can do in this park unnecessarily, but it's also just really logistically dumb. So there's no reason to do this. As we said, they're going to put a Monsters dinky thing in the theater that nobody wants. Literally nobody wants this. And everybody is telling them don't do this, and they don't care. But also, Marvin, they're doing it so that they can put a Monsters coaster right here where the cursor is. Now,
So
the thing about doing that is, Marvin, take a look back here behind Galaxy's Edge, and you'll see that they have this ginormous, pointless cast member parking lot. And by the way, the parking lot for Hollywood Studios today is so large they cannot use it all.
Yep.
Can't use it. You literally can't. They have more spots for parking than they have capacity in the park. So it is a complete waste. So this cast parking, I'm sorry, cast members, but you can park over here. We can move guest parking and you'll have a little bit longer walk to get in. But this is expansion territory for Hollywood Studios.
And go even further back than that. You can go into those trees over there.
Oh, yeah. By putting this Monsters coaster right here, this is how dumb they are, folks. They are literally locking themselves in. This area right here is the only remaining place, because of bad decision making. It's the only place that they can still create an expansion pad out into to grow. They're going to lock in the entire park. Every way possible that this could be dumb, it's dumb. And I don't know what can be done to fix this company, because I don't know what to do when they make a decision that enrages people, causes their guests to say, screw you. And there's no good reason for them to do it. They're just going to do it. I don't understand this level of incompetence. It boggles my mind. And all I can say, Marvin, is when Epic Universe wipes the floor with them, it will be justly deserved.
Joshua Harris, Disney historian, very passionate and intelligent person who we have on T3PO, that pod plays quite a bit. He just sent me a tweet that he made that I just sent to you as well, Pro. That he says it's quickly coming a day where Walt Disney World will be Dino, Disney in name only, and I think that is expertly put. He has been very realistic about Bob Iger's effect on this company. And you know what? That guy couldn't go become LA mayor fast enough. Get him out of Disney. Let him go ruin a city that's mostly populated by billionaires and celebrities. Let him go drive that into the ground. He'll have less of an impact on the deterioration of American society as the mayor of one of the largest cities in the country than he would as the head of this company. Because it's under him that all of this has eroded. It's because people like Josh D'Amaro, that smirking, smarmy, know-nothing snake in the grass, who is all too happy to bulldoze Jim Henson's legacy, knew when he stood up at that D23 that was exactly where they were going to put this Monsters, Inc. thing, and purposely didn't say it because he didn't want to get booed.
Right. They'd have been booed off the stage.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't care. They do not, like, the little surveys are cute. They don't care. They do not care. And when they have a bad idea, there's nothing that will get them away from their bad idea. Like, they're going to pursue this with everything they have. And same thing with Magic Kingdom. Now, the interesting thing about all this, Marvin, is that the parks are suffering. And we've covered this. And shareholders are going to catch on to this, I think, at some point. No financial advice being given here, folks, but shareholders are going to catch on to this. 2025 is the year of reckoning. And one of the things that I think should be paid attention to, I consider myself one of the foremost experts when it comes to the Disney parks. It's what I do. I make my dough at this thing. Here's the deal, folks. 10 years ago, if you went to Walt Disney World Resort, you would receive much more for far less, and you would have a much greater time. They have diminished the parks to the degree that I don't have fun going anymore. Listen, this is the stuff that I cover. This is the stuff that I was passionate about it because it's Walt. I was passionate about it because there's nothing else in the world like it. I was passionate about it because it's a place where families can go and make memories that they can cherish forever. I have many of those memories. They have made the parks unfun. They have spat upon the legacy of everyone who worked hard on these things. We just covered in the last few days them bragging about destroying Splash Mountain. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure doesn't work. It's broken. They can't even keep it open for all the hours of operation. They're running crash test dummies again in the one in Disneyland. Like, both sides are broken. They're incompetent. And now they're going to break what Jim Henson built. And you think the people now are going to replace Jim Henson's final, grand finale? That they're going to outdo Jim Henson. Okay.
Well, we saw this in an article that we just did on That Park Place about Kim Irvine and her ridiculous comments about Imagineering and what Imagineering's job is. She said flat out that their job is to change things. No, it's not. Your job is to create new things or to plus things. Your job is not to change what has been and what people love. It was very clear when Kim Irvine, the creative director of Disney Imagineering, the crown princess Nepo baby herself, what she said about why they were making changes to things. It was all about modern sensibilities. Nothing is about improving the guest experience. Nothing is about, respecting the legacy of those that have come before or honoring the creative genius that literally placed these stones in the ground. No, it's all about pandering to modern DEI and identity politics. And that's why there's no imagination in anything that they do anymore. Imagineering has no imagination, and they're putting up prefabricated, pre-designed structures in Disneyland as part of one of the most creative things that's ever existed in a theme park in the Haunted Mansion. It's why they're putting AI artwork up on the walls of that. It's why they're buying fountains off the shelf, fountains to put in the queue area of the Haunted Mansion, because there's no spark of imagination anymore. They just don't have it. The people that had it were forced out the door because they were the wrong color and the wrong gender.
They're children, Marvin. They're children. They're immature children. They despise the things that are better than what they can build, and that's everything. And because of that, every time they start to change something, I cringe because I think you're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin it again. And I don't know of anything that they haven't touched and ruined. The only thing I can come up with lately is, and it's in the wrong park, but Cosmic Rewind is fine. But it's not, it's not like something that blows everybody away. Pandora was the last time they had geniuses, and all of those geniuses left to go work for Universal, and they're not coming back. They're not coming back.
Did you ever get the sense that Joe Rohde didn't want to retire?
I think there are a lot of Imagineers who didn't want to retire and they were forced out.
Yeah, I got that sense from him, like hearing some of the stuff that he was saying. I was like, I don't think this guy wanted to go.
Animators as well. Animators, they reach a certain age and they just got shoved out. And folks, here we are. This is the result. We talk about wokeism and we talk about DEI and we talk about the effects of it. And we've mentioned before, the incompetence levels that you see in California that result in, huge areas of Los Angeles being burned to the ground. I'm here to tell you, the people who manage Disney World, they're just as incompetent. They don't know how to, Epcot smells like sewage. You pay $200 to go in Epcot that they worked on for 4 or 5 years. It was construction walls everywhere. They spent huge sums of money, billions and billions of dollars. Smells like human feces. Mm-hmm. Quarter of the park smells like human feces. How? How is that even possible to be that incompetent? To be that incompetent and to think that that's okay, to take hundreds of dollars from people and to believe that they'll just keep doing that ad infinitum. Like, people will never realize I'm being rooked. Like, I am being seriously rooked here. I just paid 2 Benjamins and the whole place smells like human fecal matter. I think they've badly misjudged this. I think the Jim Henson thing, this and Rivers of America will be the biggest mistakes. They will suffer the most from these. And don't give me the joke about they're going to put the Muppets over at Rock and Roller Coaster. Yeah, I know they're going to, but it's not Jim Henson.
No, it's not Jim Henson. It's not Frank Oz. It does not have the classic Muppet characters, the classic Muppet performers that are the ones that made this thing what it was. That was what was special about Muppet Vision 3D was a time capsule. It brought you back live in person to an era where Jim Henson was alive, where Frank Oz was still involved with the Muppets. It was just
They hate all of them. They hate all of them, Marvin. They hate them.
Well, they hate Frank Oz for sure. Frank Oz has said that they hate him. Yeah, he said the reason they don't. He goes, I'd still do the Muppets today if they would let me. They won't. They don't want me because I won't do what they tell me to do.
Right? They hate them, and they hate the people who love them. Folks, quit trying to hope that they actually care about you, and just look what they do and realize what they do is what they mean. It's what they believe. So when they decide that the final work of Jim Henson should be replaced by whatever the heck they come up with for a monster's, animation, they don't even know what they're going to replace it with. They're just like, well, let's put something in there. We got to be able to call it a land so our shareholders will think that we're really taking on Epic Universe. So whatever you got, whatever crap you got, put it in there. That's what they think about beautiful works of art. That's what they think about masterpieces and theme parks. They don't think about it the way you do. They don't care about it the way you do. They don't care about the legends that came before them. They're beneath them. Otherwise, you couldn't, listen, Marvin, you could not force me to go out on a stage or to make a decision. You could not force me. I don't care what position I held. You would never force me to sign a paper that says we're going to demolish the last thing Jim Henson did. I would say, like, if you tried to make me to do that, I would just say, listen, I don't deserve to be in that man's shadow. I will happily leave this company before I do that. And these people don't give it a second thought. They don't give it a second thought.
And they try to pander and just gaslight you to be like, because we know that you love the Muppets just as much as we do. We're moving them across the park and giving them their own ride. Like, no, you're giving them Steven Tyler's ride.
Well, I think what they're going to do is they're going to put the Muppets in the pre-show for as long as it, a little while till people forget. They're going to put the Electric Mayhem in there because they're obsessed with Electric Mayhem. And you might get an appearance from Matt Vogel's Kermit the Frog, who'll come out there and say, "Hi-ho, everybody. Welcome to a rockin' roller coaster starring the Muppets." And everybody will say, "What the heck is that thing?" Mm-hmm. Because that's what we all say every time we see. I mean, it's the same thing with Big Bird. I hate that, Matt Vogel tries so hard. He's probably a lovely person, but Big Bird doesn't sound like Big Bird. Kermit the Frog doesn't sound like Kermit the Frog. None of the characters have their same personalities they once had. I mean, these aren't the Muppets.
All because Jim Henson's chosen successor, Steve Whitmire, spoke out against the mouse and said, I don't like what you're doing. You're not doing the Muppets the way they're supposed to be done. And they finally said, you know what? Get out of here. We'll find someone else. I don't care if Jim Henson chose you.
Right. And they don't care if Jim Henson made this ride. So, folks, that's the video for today. I hate to have such a downer, but this is the one where I got to say, I don't care what they do at Disney World anymore. And I mean it. And that's something for somebody like me to say, but I'll be happy to go give money to Epic Universe, to Universal Studios. Disney, you finally did it. You finally managed to make me not care anymore. I hope that the leadership is run out of there. I hope Josh D'Amaro is gone. I know Bob Iger should be gone. I hope everybody involved in this company, any decision-making process that led to this, anybody who didn't speak up, I hope you're gone. And I hope that when you leave, that nobody looks back and says that you had any kind of legacy, because Jim Henson in 100 years will be remembered. None of you will. Hate it for you. All right, folks, click the like button, share, subscribe, click it and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the removal of Jim Henson's legacy. And sorry, Bean, we know you were trying to run away. We always wanted to find you and bring you back. Not this time, though. Marvin, tell the folks out there where they can find you, and who knows, maybe Bean will find his way over to your channel.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? I love Bean Bunny. Also voiced by Steve Whitmire. So there you go. Yeah, guys, you can come on over to Tooneytown TV. We are currently 15 14 subscribers away from 5,000 over there on the Tooneytown TV channel. We would love to have you guys there as part of our audience. We go live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Toonie Talk TV with myself, Kevin Apollo, Lauren Connor, Martin Stone, Nolan Thunder, Spencer Bakuli, Trish, the whole gang. Hangry Table pops in quite a bit. And once we hit that 5,000, oh man, we are going to have the party to end all parties.
5,000? Where? Over there. Oh, over there. Sorry, folks. It's another Muppet Vision reference. It's so sad that people will not remember this in 10 years. They'll not get the references anymore. It deserved better than the Maelstrom. It sure did. All right, folks, get over there and help Marvin reach 5K. And we will continue to say every single time here, we hope you come back to WDW Pro in 3D. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, because we're bolted to the floor.
No, hey Florel, what you doing? Thinking about Rome?
No, I wasn't. But thanks. Now I lost the game.
Dang it. Now I lost the game. No. Well, now you're a double loser.
Hey guys, you know what would help you in your grief? Forgetting those things and filling your mind with articles from thatpartplace.com and using that website as a launching pad to get you lost in thought with all of the team from there.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, well, Flora, would you look down here?
I hate you. No.